Hi, everyone. I'm Julie. I'm the head of data of a one-person data team, and I'm going to focus on solutions for startups that are designed to get you up and running ASAP.
I'm Joe. I'm a data architect, and I'm focused on solutions that are built for scale.
I'm Jeff, a data product manager. I focus on solutions that push the boundaries for what's possible when scale has been achieved. And welcome to JJJson, a show where we noodle topics in the data world. And today we're going to talk about a topic near and dear to our hearts called domain resolution. Specifically, what we're talking about here is when you have companies or individuals that come into your sales process or purchase something from you who have email domains that look similar or maybe not. For example, somebody comes in with an email address, a domain of spotify.co.uk or spotify.com. Do you treat this person the same as from the same company or not? To kick us off, Julie, I'd love your thoughts here.
Yeah, Jeff. So this is something that we are actively trying to solve at Census right now. And I think this problem actually breaks down into two separate issues. So you do have the spotify.com, spotify.co.uk, spotify.france, right? They're the same company, but they're different entities, right? There's a team in France, there's a team in Canada, in the US, and they function slightly different from each other. And then there's the other issue where there are companies, where I used to work, clearbit.com and clearbit.co. That is the same company, that is the same team, that is the same activity. And one solution, especially for us, the bigger problem we're trying to solve is the clearbit.co's and the clearbit.coms, because we're doing a lot of event tracking on domain level activities, which means if we have half of our data on clearbit.co and half of our data on clearbit.com, when we send this data to our GTM team, to our marketing team, to our sales team, they're looking at two different sets of data. So really, for me, the solution is simple. Let's just take a spreadsheet and take all of our problem domains and say, here's the domain and here is the primary domain, and start having a fixed list so that we can start consolidating those events on a domain by domain level. And that means that our sales ops, our rev ops teams can really start to consolidate that data. And then I think from the different departments, the .france, .co, I think you can use a simple tool like Salesforce and build that child-parent relationship and work from there, because it is, in my opinion, mostly about how we sell when you get to that domain resolution issue.
Yeah, I think for me, I really like starting with your approach and kind of getting a foothold, but I really see this and I think, ooh, this is our ticket to build a customer master file and tackle it as a master data issue in terms of understanding what the business entities are and their relationships and building that hierarchy. So I think that's where, looking at the .co.uk and so forth, where I'd really want to take that is probably acquiring some data from somewhere. The paradigmatic example of this that I've seen referred to for years, like Dun and Bradstreet, right? And then being able to relate either with an explicit hierarchy or like a recursive hierarchy, what the parent-child relationships of those are. So totally we can get that into Salesforce with Census, but my instincts are to build that inside the data platform as our canonical, master data for the organization. And there you can have the .com, .co as aliases, as multiple domains for the same unique ID.
Yeah, I agree with all of the above. The one thing that I would probably say is that oftentimes the data folks and the data team has a clearer understanding of what's possible here sometimes than folks on the go-to-market side. And it's always important to see if the solution that you're chasing is what is possible today or how the sales team is operating today in comparison to maybe what's ideal, and encouraging your go-to-market folks to think about whether the current process is actually the most optimal process, because as you've both mentioned, you can take either direction.